In today's video, we're going to be talking about the best way to eat carbohydrates if you're insulin resistant. Because yes, reducing carbohydrates in your diet is a really effective strategy for reversing insulin resistance, but I try to meet people where they're at. And I know that it can be overwhelming to cut or reduce foods in your diet. And the truth is, there are things you can do to make carbohydrate foods more insulin resistant friendly. And in today's video, I'm going to be giving you 5 ways to do that. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name's Kate. I'm a certified health and nutrition coach. I post new videos here on YouTube twice a week, talking all things insulin resistance, blood sugar management, weight loss, sleep, and more. So if you want to take control of your metabolic health, make sure to click that subscribe button. And you can also find me on TikTok and Instagram, where I share new posts every single day. Now, the key to reversing insulin resistance is to keep your circulating insulin low whenever you can. Because insulin resistance is caused by high insulin overwhelming our cells, which is when our cells begin to resist their actions. And carbohydrates are the macronutrient that stimulates insulin the most. Fat and protein require very little. And this is why eating a low-carb or ketogenic diet is so effective at improving insulin sensitivity and reversing insulin resistance. Eating this way allows our insulin levels to stay low, and our cells start to become more sensitive to insulin again. But with all that being said, as I mentioned at the start of this video, there are ways to eat carbohydrate-rich foods so that they require less insulin. And that is what we are going to be talking about today. Now, one last thing before we get into it, I just want to give a big shout out to Glucose Goddess over on Instagram. I'm going to be showing you guys a bunch of her charts in today's video. She runs a whole bunch of tests using a continuous glucose monitor and measuring the blood sugar response to different foods. So all of the graphs in this video, they come from her. And I think they really demonstrate the tips we're going to talk about today so well. Number 1, don't eat them naked. When we eat carbs in isolation, this is referred to as eating them naked. So think of a bowl of cereal or a glass of juice, for example. These foods and drinks are very high in carbs and low in protein and fat. When we eat them, they cause a big spike in our blood sugar, and a lot of insulin is needed to bring our blood sugar back down to baseline. Now, when you pair carb-rich foods with foods that are rich in protein and fat, this helps to slow down the release of glucose from the carbohydrates into the bloodstream. So the spike is less significant, and there isn't a whole bunch of insulin being released all at once. So whenever you can, don't eat your carbs naked. So for example, if you're eating a pear or another fruit, instead of eating it on its own, pair the pear, didn't mean to do that, pair the pear with some nut butter, and that will lower the blood sugar spike. Number 2, eat them last. This strategy doesn't involve changing the specific foods you're eating, but only the order in which you eat them. And it's super easy to implement. Eat your protein, fat, and non-starchy vegetables first, and then eat the starchy ones. Starchy ones being the carbohydrates. So let's say you're having a steak with green beans and mashed potatoes. Eat the steak and the green beans first, and then eat the potatoes. And you don't have to wait any significant amount of time in between. One study done on type 2 diabetics had participants eat the same meal 3 days in a row, but in different orders. On the day that they ate the protein and the vegetables first, and then ate the carbohydrates, insulin levels were significantly lower after the meal. Now, of course, it gets a little bit tricky if you're eating a dish where everything is mixed together. If this is the situation you're in, that's okay. Eating them all together does help. Again, back to the naked carbs. But implement this tip when you can. Number 3, don't drink them. The more refined carbohydrates are, the faster that they are going to be absorbed into the bloodstream, and the bigger the spike. Drinking carbohydrates is a nightmare for your blood sugar and for your insulin. And I'm talking about everything from pop to fruit smoothies to fruit juice. Whether it's natural sugar or not, it doesn't matter. So when you can, eat the fruit rather than drinking its juice. Now, before we get into the final 2 tips, I'm going to take a moment to tell you about today's sponsor, Squarespace. I absolutely love Squarespace, and I've been using their platform since I launched my coaching business in 2018. Not only did I build my website entirely by myself on their platform, which is super easy to do, by the way, you don't need any experience in web design or anything like that, but I also host my mailing list on their platform and send out my monthly newsletter using their marketing tools. I actually just set up a really exciting email blast a couple of days ago to announce the launch date of my Insulin Resistance Masterclass. It honestly took me no time at all to design. One click of a button matched the theme to my website, and I love how you can do everything all on one platform. If you'd like to check out Squarespace and start your free trial today, you can head to squarespace.com/healthcoachkate. And when you design your website and you love it and you're ready to launch, make sure to use code HealthCoachKate to save 10% off your order. Thank you again to Squarespace for sponsoring this video. Number 4, don't eat them hot. When we cook and then cool certain carb-rich foods that are high in starch, such as potatoes, rice, and oats, they have a much less significant impact on our blood sugar and our insulin. We don't see the same response as if we were to eat the food freshly cooked. One study found that cooking rice, cooling it for 24 hours, and then reheating it significantly lowered the glycemic response when compared to cooked rice. But what's going on here? How can eating the same foods and simply just letting them cool make such a big difference on our blood sugar and our insulin? The reason is that when these foods cool, some of the starch becomes resistant starch. And this means that it's resistant to digestion. It passes through our digestive system in the same way soluble fiber does, so yeah, it's not digested. And because it's not digested, it's not broken down into glucose, and there's no insulin needed. And this is really as simple as cooking your potatoes, your rice, your oats, and then letting them cool. Even just for an hour, you can reheat them or eat them cold. If you wait 24 hours, even better. The longer you wait, the more resistant starch that's going to form. But yeah, again, a super easy tip to implement. And finally, number 5, add some vinegar. Vinegar allows our muscle cells to take in glucose more efficiently. It is more effective if you have it before a meal. So for example, take a tablespoon of apple cider vinegar and dilute it in water, or you can have even a cup of pickle juice. But incorporating it into the meal, such as adding vinegar to a salad dressing, can help as well. And even having it after your meal, if you forget to take it before, does make a difference. But like I said, taking it before is the most effective. And those are 5 ways to eat carbohydrates if you are insulin resistant. I hope you guys found this video helpful. Let me know in the comment section down below which of these tips you're going to try first. I love chatting with you guys in the comment section. I try to get back to as many comments as I can, especially right after I upload. So if you have a question, leave it there and I will try my best to get back to you. And before you head out, remember to check out Squarespace for all of your online business needs. The link will be in the description box down below. If you guys did enjoy this video, you might also enjoy my video on the best foods you can eat for insulin resistance. You can check it out here. If you want to catch up on my most recent upload, you can find it here. And if you want to check out my new Insulin Resistance Masterclass that's coming soon, you can find that here. Thanks guys, I'll see you next time. Bye.